Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. How are you today? So today I will present my research proposal presentation. It is about conversational implicature on Longman complete course or TOEFL test, diagnostic pretest, a listening session part A paper test. Before we start the material today, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Siti Syarifah. I am one of the English Education Department student in Sultan Ageng Tirtayasa University. Alright, I welcome you to my research proposal presentation. So as you can see from the title, my topic research is about conversational implicature analysis. So today's agenda, we will discuss the material. The first is the chapter 1, which is introduction, and then theoretical review in chapter 2, and the last is research methodology on chapter 3. So start with the background, why I choose this topic. So it comes out from the problem. Of course, as EFL student, we should master 4 skills in learning English: reading, writing, speaking, and of course, listening. So while we do listening both in a national exam or TOEFL test, we also found that difficult, such as we know that to understand what the speaker is saying, we not only have to translate it literally, but also understand what the implied meaning, right? So there are a question in listening course, such as what does the woman imply? What does the speaker mean? And also it is guide us to the pragmatic study, which concerned about implicature, conversational implicature. So I'm really interested in it. Because of that, I choose the listening session in TOEFL test on Longman complete course for TOEFL test, of course, specifically in diagnostic pretest, listening session part A paper test, because in that book that have a paper test and also a computer test. So that background why I choose this topic is lead us to the problem. So I have two question in this research that are what the types of conversational implicature of the dialogue in Longman complete course for TOEFL test, specifically in diagnostic pretest, listening session part A paper test, and the second one is what is the function of implicature that is uttered by the speaker in the dialogue. To make this data of research more specific, not complicated, so I make limits to this research. The limit is I choose only utterances that have implied meaning on Longman complete course for TOEFL test, diagnostic pretest, listening session part A paper test, and also I only choose a 10 question. So start from number 1 until number 10. And then after we know research problem, so it comes to the objectives. I would like to describe the type of conversational implicature, whether it's particularized or generalized. and Longman complete course for 12 tests, diagnostic pre-test, listening session part A, paper test. So the another purpose is to find out the function of implicator that used by the speaker in the dialogue on Longman complete course for 12 test, diagnostic pre-test, listening session part A, paper test. Next to the definition of key terms that usually came out in this research, that is conversational implicator, stated by Rusanto in 1999, page 82. He states that conversational implicator is a pragmatic implication contained in a conversation that arises as a result of violation of the principle of conversation. So next, pragmatics. Pragmatics is the study of the meaning conveyed by the speaker and interpreted by the listener, stated by Yule in 2014, page 3. So how about speech acts? Speech act, as noted by May in 1994, page 110, she says that each utterance requires some basic practical uses of the language. So speech act means to convey human thinking through words. So speech act are words which do things. Alright, so let's move to chapter 2, the theoretical review. In this chapter, I describe related literature related to the topic. So the first is pragmatic theory. So pragmatics is the study of the meaning conveyed by the speaker and interpreted by the listener, as stated by Yule, 2014, page 3. While conversational implicator is a pragmatic implication contained in a conversation that arises as a result of violation of the cooperative principle, as stated by Rusanto in 1999, page 82. And then cooperative principle. Greece in 1975, I suggest the cooperative principle, which states that make your conversational contribution, including the stage at which it takes place, for the agreed intent, of course, of the conversation exchange that you participate in. So cooperative principle means that the speaker and the listener is doing conversation appropriately. They don't flouting for maxim in cooperative principles, so the conversation they run appropriately. While speech act, according to May in 1994, page 110, reports that each phrase requires some basic functional uses of the language. So language, the utterances that the speaker conveys have a function. And then speech act is a means of communicating human thoughts through words. So about the book that I choose on this research topic is Longman Complete Course for 12 Tests. This book includes a variety of materials which together provide a comprehensive preparation program for 12 tests, which the diagnostic pre-test for listening segment of this research is concerned about. Alright, let's jump to the previous study. To prove my research, I also read some of journal articles, thesis related to my topic. So the first is conversational implicature found in dialogue of Eurotrip movie by Miftahul Huda in 2013. And then research by Inayatun Na'mah about analysis of conversational implicature in the Hobbit movies subtitle in 2018. So both of them have a same subject, which is movie, but they have a different title and also different result, of course, because it is qualitative research. So the first research by Miftahul Huda in 2013 is concerned with the dialogue of the movie, but in research by Inayatun Na'mah, it is concerned with translated subtitle of the Hobbit movies. And then the third is types of implicature in informal conversations used by the English Education Study Program students by Andri Sri Rahayu in 2016. In this research, the subject of this research is different from the number 1 and number 2, which is the conversation by the student. And then the last is about analisis fungsi dan bentuk implikatur dalam iklan Sprite kenyataan yang menyegarkan di televisi by Sulfiana in 2019. So he focuses on analyze the implicature on the advertisement. That's also make a differences about my research. So I have a different subject and different time while doing this research also. So let's continue to the last chapter, chapter 3. It's about the research methodology. So the research design I use is a qualitative approach and content analysis as the design of the research. So why I use qualitative approach of this research? It is related to Gary Anderson and Nancy Arsenault in 1998, page 126. Qualitative analysis is a type of investigation that investigates phenomena in their natural setting and use a multi-method to view, understand, describe, and communicate meaning to them. So it is related to my research problem, because I want to describe, I want to find out the types of conversational implicature, the function of conversational implicature, so that I use qualitative research. Well, then the subject of the research is the utterances of the course of listening, a Longman complete course, portable test, diagnostic pretest, listening session part A, paper test, start from number 1 until 10. And then data and data sources. The data in the study were in the form of conversation, dialogue that contain implicature elements in listening question, on Longman complete course, portable test, diagnostic pretest, listening session part A, paper test. So the data collecting technique. So I use data collecting technique, which is teknik simak and teknik catat, based on Sudaryanto in 1993, page 5. So teknik simak is done by listening to conversation in a matter of listening in Longman complete course, portable test. So and then teknik catat is recording of the data. So I write down the data related to the object of the research. And then I use also triangulation for validity, for validate my data. So triangulation is defined as a data collection techniques that combines various data collection techniques and existing data sources. It is according to Sugiono in 2012, page 327. So let's continue to the data analysis. So there have also been several phases in the analysis of the data. Miles and Huberman in 1994 revealed three current data analysis flows, namely data reduction, data display, and drawing a conclusion or a verification. So the first is data reduction. I have chosen a number of relevant utterances in the dialogue of a diagnostic pretest listening session, Part A, paper test on Longman complete course for tuple test. I only focus on the utterances which flout the maxim of conversation because the number of the question is quite much. Therefore, I reduce the data or utterances only for number 1 until 10. Then the second is data display. So then I categorize the utterances on the basis of the form of conversational maxim that had been flouted, and type of conversational implicature, and the function of the implicature. And then after that, I draw a conclusion. So after performing the utterance on the basis of the flouted maxim of communication on a table, I define the process of forming the implicature of each utterance and decided the type of implicature based on the theory of conversational implicature suggested by Greece in 1975. I also studied the role of implicature based on the theory of classification of speech act suggested by Searle in 1975. And finally, I drew a conclusion on the phase of forming an inference, the types of conversational implicature, and the function of the implicature. So, well, yeah, I think that's all enough from this research proposal presentation. Hopefully you can enjoy it. You interested in this this topic also. So I hope you're doing well, very well there. Yeah, thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.